We do know that very, very grave abuses occurred across all the detention sites, from Guantanamo to Afghanistan to Iraq to CIA black sites, so-called black sites, which were CIA prisons all over the world. We do know that the abuses that occurred amounted to cruel, inhuman, and degrading treatment, and in many instances constituted torture. Very few people either directly responsible for the crimes of torture and cruel, inhuman, degrading treatment, or those who authorized or ordered that treatment have been held accountable. The few instances in which soldiers have been held accountable are those instances that relate to notorious acts such as the crimes at Abu Ghraib. And there were 12 soldiers who were prosecuted. The sentences as a whole were still quite low for the level of abuses that they were responsible for. And there are a few other incidents, especially those that ended in detainee death, for which direct perpetrators were held accountable. No commander on the military or civilian side of command has ever been held accountable. And this is very striking, given that we know that direct orders were given to use interrogation techniques that amount to cruel, inhuman, and degrading treatment or torture, and that commanders have an obligation as commanders to know that abuses are being carried out under their command and to rectify that immediately. One other point that needs to be made, I think, is the involvement of professionals, both in the legal profession and in the healthcare profession, in the authorization for the use of torture techniques. Lawyers wrote a series of memorandum that have now been revealed by the government through a declassification process. And those lawyers really need to be looked at carefully for any potential, criminal liability. We also have evidence, both actually through those legal memoranda and through other declassified documents, that healthcare professionals were intimately involved in the torture of detainees. They were present during the use of torture techniques, and they also signed off on specific plans to use torture. So those two professions have really been sullied by their collaboration with this process, and more needs to be investigated.